Today I'm going to be making some fig jam. I'm working with these ingredients. It's my first time making fig jam. I love figs. A friend of mine from a gardening group that I'm on invited me to come over and take as many of her figs that were ripe and ready. Look at those figs. One of the ingredients I forgot to pull out of the cabinet is I'm making a couple of jars that will have these ingredients like this, and then I'm also making another jar with the boozy version of the same thing. I'm gonna add some bourbon into it. I bought some brie cheese because I had a few people suggest to me to use the jam on top of some brie cheese and some nuts, but I'm not a nutty person. Like, I don't eat pecans or walnuts or almonds. I'll eat peanuts and I'll eat seeds like sunflower seeds, but yeah, I'm not too much into nuts like that, so I'll probably just try it with the jam and the cheese. And then over here, I have set up already where I'm gonna make a tomato cucumber salad for lunch today. And this is all from my garden, except for the red onion, as you can see, and the cheese and the dressing, but that's all gonna be from my garden. I am getting ready to do my taste video, and you'll probably see this on the same video. When I finish making the fig jam, I will include photos of that afterwards. I'm not gonna do a tutorial or anything like that just yet. I wanna try this recipe out first, see how I like it, and if it goes over well, then maybe I will do a video on making some more. Now for the taste test video. Okay, so I have a really good lineup for you guys today. As you can see, I have 3 different types of tomatoes and 3 different melons that we're gonna do a taste test on today. And if you caught my intro, then you saw that I'm also making fig jam, and I'm gonna try and include that photo of the end result at the end of this video. And then also later on in this video, I'm gonna show you a tomato cucumber salad that I'm gonna have for lunch today, and I'm gonna make it with you. Okay, so let's get started. These are called gold nugget, and they're so pretty. Look at the color on that. They're orangey, like a real deep yellow, almost orange. And then here we have Brad's Atomic grape. And then we have the Black Seaman tomato. And this tomato is actually pretty hefty. And then we have the Tigger melon. And we've tried this one before, but it was really small. So we decided to try it again. This one's a bigger size. Maybe that makes a difference. I wasn't too thrilled or impressed with this melon. And then we have Hale's Best. This is a small one, but it should still be good. And then a Kajari melon at the end here with the pretty striping. So I'll show them all again to you as I cut into them. Let's start with, oh, and I've already pre-washed everything, just in case you're wondering. Okay, so the first one up is the gold nugget. And I showed you what it looked like on the outside. I'll show you again. Look at that, so pretty. And then this is what it looks like on the inside. My daughter Alonda is working the camera for me today, and I'm sure she's gonna wanna try these with me. She already said she wanted to, so I'll make sure I cut enough of these up. And then I'll probably add what's left over to the salad that I'm gonna be making anyway. So we'll try this one. This one is the gold nugget. Okay, you guys, I can tell you I love it. It's sweet, it has a really good flavor. The skin is a little tough, so as you're chewing it, that's what's left over in my mouth right now is the skin. But these are good, they're sweet. They're the sweetest cherry tomato I've had thus far. I definitely will grow these again. On my little bush out there, my one little plant that I had to reseed is putting out a whole bunch of these, so that was good. I liked it. Okay, so here's Brad's Atomic. I love all the striping and the color. I think that's really, really nice. When I saw that it had color on it, I was real happy. I've been waiting to try these. So let's see what they look like. Ooh, on the inside. Look at that. So this one's yours. I'll take the bigger piece. How's that, Miss Ew? So let's try Brad's Atomic Grape. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. I wish you guys can see the faces she's making. Now see, at first, she was gonna show her face on camera. And at the very last second, she changed her mind. That one is really good. It's real sweet too. It's thick skin too. Because that's what's left. But, oh my goodness. Juicy and sweet. I like that one. I'll grow that one again too. And they're pretty. Can't beat that, right? Okay, so now we have my son. I have to make sure I pronounce this intentionally because when I said it the first time, he was like, "What'd you say?" This is called the Black Sea Man tomato. And as you can see, it's really pretty. The coloring is really pretty. Now, I suppose, because there's a little darkness on the shoulders up here, I suppose that this is supposed to be a darker colored tomato, but for some reason all my tomatoes that are supposed to be darker colored, like how this one is, in certain areas that didn't come out in them. I know I'm gonna mess this up. And anthocyanins. Those are the antioxidants. That's a certain antioxidant in it that causes it to have that dark coloration, and it's supposed to be really good for us. So if you notice on any other YouTube channel of people growing stuff, you notice they're actually growing a lot more purples and blacks and stuff like that on their tomatoes, their kales, peppers, anything that has that real deep purple or black tones. They said is really, really good for us. So this one was supposed to be that way, and if you notice, it has a little hole. But as the same with these crackings and the hole and the other imperfections on these heirloom tomatoes, all you have to do is cut around it. So what I think I'll do is, first I'll cut this way so we can get a good scope of. Look at that. That's really nice inside. It doesn't look like it is really meaty. It doesn't have a lot of seed pockets. This is for Alonda, and this piece is for me. Okay, ready? Black Sea Man. Her face is hilarious. That was really juicy. Man, that is a really juicy tomato. And it has a sweetness. It's not as sweet as these cherry tomatoes were, but it has a sweetness to it that I like. I would grow these again too. I like the taste of this one. It has a really good flavor. It's just really juicy. Okay, tomatoes aside, let me rinse this off real fast. Still making faces. Okay, so we're gonna do the Tigger melon first, since we've already tried this one. Oh, I should have grabbed a spoon. Let me grab a spoon. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so now, like I said, we tried this one before, but it was a smaller one, as you can see. Yeah, this one does have a little bit more meat, it looks like, but I don't know, Alonda. I'm not looking forward to this because the other one was it was just really bland. It did not have a lot of flavor. Oh, here comes my son. He's supposed to try this with us too. So I'll cut it like this, and I'll cut like this. Okay, Alonda says she wants the middle. There you go. There you go. My son doesn't want to be on the video, so I'm just gonna cook this so I can be a little neater about it. Okay. Oh. If you guys would have seen what she just did, she just spit some out on the counter. Okay, I'm gonna stick to my original. Although this one is a little more flavorful than the other one, but it's just slightly more flavorful. I'm still not impressed. I would still rather grow more cantaloupes or more honeydews than this. So I told Alonda, because she likes these, that I'll grow it again next year for her specifically. On the trellis, just one plant.
What if it dies?
You better hope it doesn't die. Because I want to plant so many other things. And there's other things that are worthy of that spot than that melon. They're pretty. They smell good. But that's about it. Okay, so next, this one is the Hale's Best. Like I said, it's small. You can see how it fits in my hand. It's small. I've had some that were like 3 times the size of this. But this is what we're working with today, so I'll cut it this way. This fell off of the vine early. The other day, we had some high winds. Now, you guys, if you've watched any of my videos, you know, when I'm outside, I'm always contending with the wind. I'm always apologizing for it because there's nothing I can do about it. And that's just how it is here in Southern California in a high desert. That's just how it is. It's always windy through here. Our mornings are still and the winds start picking up by the afternoon. And before you know it, it's full-on gusts until the evening time. And so what happened was, the wind got really strong at one point, and it just knocked down one of my tomato plants and blew off green tomatoes. I mean, not even just the ripe, there was one ripe one that came off, but green tomatoes, that wind was strong. And in the process, these 3 melons also dropped off. And I'm not sure if it's because they're ready or if it was because of the wind, but I know that this cantaloupe was still really green on the ends. Like this end down here was super green still, so I had to give it a couple of days and it ripened. So I already know this is good. I grew these last year, and Hale's Best is really sweet, really good, and if I had my way, I would just grow more of these instead of that ticker melon.
Tastes like a flower.
I like it. It's sweet, it's juicy. Tastes good. What do you think, son? What do you think about that ticker one? Not so much, huh? Yeah.
It tastes like a flower.
Okay, so I'm gonna put this over here. You want this other piece? Alonda, stop making faces. See, if you was on video, then people could see them faces you be making all the time. Okay, so now this is the Kajari. Now, I've never tried this melon before. I first heard about these melons from Jess on Roots and Refuge. And then also on Callie Kim's video, YouTube video, she cut one open and tried it on video. And so based on those two, I said, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to try this melon. So I have high hopes for this melon. That's what it looks like inside. It's really juicy, that's for sure. It's got a lot of seeds. Now this is the melon that we've been smelling. It has a real distinct smell about it, and this is what I've been smelling. It's been smelling up my kitchen. Now, I don't know, some people might like that smell and say, oh, it's so fragrant and it smells so good, but for me, I don't know. I don't know if I quite like the smell or not. Okay, one for Alonda, one for Devon.
It smells good.
See, she likes the smell. Me, Oh, she's making faces.
Oh. Oh.
She didn't like it. My son doesn't like it. He's shaking his head. I'm scared now. I had high hopes for this one. Oh, she's over there making sounds too now. Okay, I'm gonna take a big bite. I don't know if I want to. Let's see.
I can't swallow it.
This is a very unique taste.
I can't swallow it.
I wouldn't say that it's nasty per se,
I can't swallow it.
but just different.
I need a cup. I can't swallow it. Thanks.
I had to take the camera, y'all, because she about to go over there and yes, you heard it. Stop it. You don't have to keep making the sounds. Come over here and hold this camera. Okay. It's really different. It's different from what we tried. You know, before I took a bite into this, I was thinking maybe honeydew or cantaloupe or cross between the two. It's way different. So, I don't know. It's not my favorite. I think I'd have to really get used to it. And let me take another bite. I couldn't determine whether it was...
This one tastes like a flower too.
It's sweet, but not overly sweet. Not like how the cantaloupes get really, really sweet. It's not overly sweet. It's a little sweeter than that Tigger melon, but the taste is just different. I wasn't ready for the difference, in such a vast difference in the taste. I wasn't ready for that. But okay, now would I grow this again? They're beautiful. Beautiful looking melons. Oh, Alonda's like, no. But you want me to grow this Tigger one again. I don't know. I think what I'll do is maybe in a different location in my garden, maybe with different fertilization, maybe it'll taste better. Maybe they get bigger and have a better flavor. I don't know. Because it's beautiful, I think I'll at least grow one plant next year. At least one. And I'll just give them away. Maybe I'll grow a couple of plants and then just give them away. Or find something to do with them. Or give them to my chickens. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so I'm going to clean this up. And then I'm going to get back with you to show you how I'm going to prepare my lunch. I'm going to get started on making this tomato cucumber salad. I'm just going to cut off the bad parts of this tomato. And those parts will then go to my chickens. They probably all tomatoed out right now. They were all happy about getting tomatoes, and all of a sudden they're less enthusiastic about it.
Me too.
Because I've been giving them so many tomatoes. Any of the tomatoes that are damaged, any of them that are overripe or cracked up real bad or anything, it goes to the chickens, and they're like, Now, if you guys remember, I've tried all these. I'm using a lot of different varieties, and if you guys remember, this one is the purple bumblebee. I love the color on it, the striping, and I like that it's not necessarily sweet, so it'll kind of counter some of these other ones that I am using in here, such as the Napa Chardonnay, which is really sweet, and the blueberry. These aren't really sweet, but they'll kind of counter some of the sweet tomatoes that I'm using in here. And these are blueberries. They have the faint markings of a dark shoulder, but they just didn't come out blue like how I was telling you with that black seaman. I think it just has a lot to do with where I have them placed in my garden. So next year when I grow these, I'll grow them in a different location, see if maybe that helps the colors stand out a lot more on these. At first I thought, well, maybe the producers of these seeds, maybe they marked the packet wrong or something, but I don't think so. I think this is right. I just think that it would show the dark shoulders more if it was in a different location. But the color on those are still pretty nice. They're not deep and rich like I've seen some people's blueberries, but you know, it is what it is. I'm just gonna put all these in here and get it all layered. And this is not just for me. Alonda's gonna have some with me because she loves tomatoes and she asked if she could have some, and then what's left over I'll have for lunch tomorrow or along with my dinner tonight. So it won't go to waste. If anything, if we just get so tomatoed out, I mean, the chickens can have the tomatoes. So we'll see. But I'll get these all cut up, and then we'll move on to the rest of the ingredients. This one tomato over here, this bigger one. Ooh, well, I'll just leave those. Those are pretty big halves. Everything is bite-sized, so. But I'll leave that one. But this other tomato over here, we did a taste test on it in the previous taste test video, and that one I like too. So I'm just gonna cut it up. It's a bigger tomato. I'm gonna cut it up. I just like it because I just wanted to add it to this salad because of the color. You guys, I am so fascinated and infatuated with all the colors that's been coming out of my garden. And I did that on purpose, you know, when I was looking for seeds and what I was gonna grow. I purposefully looked for different variations in color. Like, look at these sun globe. So that I can, when I cook with it, it would just look like art, you know? And that's basically what it looks like to me, is art. Because it's just so pretty. If you look, I'll show you how this bowl is in a second. With all these different colors in there. It's just beautiful. What?
Well, all this stuff came out of it.
Its insides came out, yes. So, and that's why I wanted to get all these different colors. This one is the chocolate stripes. Yet again, another tomato that's supposed to be darker in color, but because of where I have it in my garden, it just didn't turn out that way. But the colors on it is so pretty.
It looks vibrant on camera.
It does?
Yeah, like a really vibrant red.
Put that there. And I'm just cutting around some of the other part that is bad, I'll say. That's not necessary. That's a lot of tomato. Let me give that to the chickens. So that's it for the tomato. And then, let's see, I'll do this onion here.
Don't cry.
I know, right? Hey, I'm a big girl. And as they say, big girls don't cry. You don't know that song. Way before my time, too. But I know that song only because of movies that I've watched. I'm not that old. So.
50s.
I think so. I think so. I think maybe in the 50s that song came out. I have to look that up and see.
Oh,
What?
aren't you gonna like chop it, like dice it?
Not dice necessarily. It's gonna be in longer strands, but like this.
That's a lot of onion.
Not really, but okay. I like onion, especially red onion. Red onion is really sweet, has a really good sweetness to it, so I can eat a lot of red and green onion. I just like sweet stuff, I guess. Maybe that's why I'm so sweet, because I eat a lot of sweet stuff.
I don't think it works like that.
Huh?
I don't think it works like that.
Gee, thanks, Alonda.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Okay, so that's all the onion I'm gonna put in there, and then I'm gonna put the cucumber. The cucumber. This will go in the compost. Okay, so next I have this Puna Cura cucumber. I was really impressed with these cucumbers because they really don't get bitter. Someone was saying that on one of the groups, gardening groups that I'm on, that these cucumbers don't ever get bitter. It doesn't matter how hot it gets outside or how big the cucumber get. You know, some cucumbers, the bigger they get, they get this bitterness about them, and or if it's hot outside, they get bitter. Not these. And that's good though. So I'm definitely gonna grow these again. Now, I'm not, like I said before, I'm not a cucumber person. I like cucumbers all that much. And I think it has a lot to do with the seeds in the middle here that I don't really care for so much. So I'm just gonna take these out.
I want the seeds.
You like the seeds?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the seeds.
I want the seeds.
Oh, you want the seeds?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna scoop those out because I don't want the seeds. And I don't know if that's what it is about cucumbers. I think it is. I think it's the texture or something with the seeds in the middle that I just don't really care for. And some of these cucumbers can have some really big seed banks in them, and I can't do that one.
That was awfully refreshing.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Was it sweet?
No,
Not so much?
but it tasted like cucumber.
Yeah. I wanted to make some pickles and stuff and ferment some of these cucumbers, but I really didn't have a good production this year. For instance, my straight 8, my slicer cucumber that I was trying to grow, it never produced anything. The vines got nice and long and pretty and all over the place, but it didn't really produce anything. I never got any fruit for that one. The pickling one, I got some fruit, and then the rest of them just was deformed. So the only one that's really been producing a lot for me is this Punakura and the White Wonder cucumber. But then the White Wonder cucumber was bitter every time I tried it. Well, that one time it was okay. It wasn't bitter, but it was okay. So yeah. So I'm gonna get this in there, and then we'll get the cheese in there. I think I should put more cucumber, don't you think? Look how many tomatoes. I mean, it is a tomato salad, but
That's fine.
look at how many tomatoes there are compared to cucumbers. How about I put one of those White Wonder cucumbers? Or the other Punakura in here.
It's foamy.
It's phony?
Foamy. The white ones are foamy.
Well, I'll put this other one in here. Okay, you guys. I got the other cucumber in there. And now my counter is messy. And get some of this basil leaves. I don't even know which kind of basil this one is. I grew a whole bunch of seeds, a couple of different types of basil. One was a spicy globe and the other one was a sweet basil. So this is one of those two, because that's what I had at the time. And then this year I threw in the purple basil. Well, it was the purple basil was one of the freebies I got from Baker Creek when I put in my order. And so then I used purple basil in some things. I don't know. Purple basil, I mean, basil smells good, but basil kind of has a catnip
Weed.
which I call kitty weed smell to it, because catnip smells like weed. And so it was funny because when I started growing catnip for my cat, both my sons was out there, and I told them, I said, smell this, and they smelled it. They're like, Mom, you're out here growing weed?
I'm not complaining.
Huh?
I'm not complaining.
Whatever. I'm like, I'm not growing weed. That is catnip. And then I'm trying to get rid of the catnip, but it's so invasive that I can't get rid of it. And then I took some photos of Tiger. He wouldn't mess with that catnip for anything. That's why I was trying to get rid of it, because I was growing it for him, and he wouldn't go over there and do anything with it. So
Sunny likes catnip.
we're not talking about Sunny. But one day I saw Tiger over there, and he had his back to me, and he was just chowing down on the catnip. So I'm like, okay. So this basil smells really good. This purple on this basil is so pretty. Okay, so
It's
now
the basil.
I'm gonna add this mozzarella pearls to this. And season it up, and so this is just fresh mozzarella pearls is what it says on the package here. That I'm adding into here. Okay, and then I'm gonna crumble up some of this oregano, dried oregano in here. Some dried oregano, and then I'm gonna put this other I think I'll go for a little bit more. Okay, you guys, I had to clean up a little bit here. It's just too much stuff going on. Okay, so now I'm gonna add in this lemon pepper seasoning. It has some salt already in that. Put that in here. And give this a mix as best I can. This bowl got small all of a sudden. I made a bigger salad than what I was planning on doing. I'm gonna put this balsamic. I don't have very much of this left, but I don't think you really need much. This balsamic, but I think that'll be good. It's just enough to coat it. Not bad. Not bad at all. This is lunch, you guys. So if you've made it this far in the video, then I want to say thank you. Thank you for watching.